What is menopause? Most people think that it's just about hot flushes and periods stopping. But what if the real symptoms are the ones that no one talks about? If you've ever wondered what is menopause really like, then this video will explain what it is and why the mental and emotional toll often goes completely ignored. So what is menopause? Technically, it's when your periods stop for 12 months, but that's just the textbook version. That definition doesn't explain why you suddenly feel flat, anxious, forgetful, snappy, or like you've completely lost your spark. Now, I'd heard about hot flushes and I was ready for those, but no one told me that I might burst into tears in the middle of a supermarket or stare at a cupboard wondering why I'd gone in there. And it's not just me. One of my clients came to me thinking that she was burnt out or depressed, but it was perimenopause. And once she understood that, everything changed. We treat menopause like it's just the part that we can see, the hot flushes, the periods stopping, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface, there's emotional exhaustion, brain fog, anxiety, rage, numbness, and most people never even hear about that part. You've probably Googled your symptoms. You might have wondered if you're just stressed or if you're somehow not coping. But what if this is menopause? Just not the version that anybody's ever explained to you. Because here's the truth. Most definitions talk about the end of periods, but no one tells you that it can feel like the end of your confidence, your patience, your joy, even your sense of self. It's not just about physical changes. It's that you stop feeling like you. And that's the part that no one prepares you for. If you've been wondering whether the changes in your mood, your memory, or your sense of self could be menopause related, this video will help you to make sense of it all. Now here's what we'll cover. What menopause actually is and why it affects every part of you, not just your hormones. The common symptoms that everyone talks about and the ones that hardly anybody mentions, especially those that affect your mental and emotional well-being. What the latest research says about menopause and mental health, and how knowing this can help you to feel calmer, stronger, and more in control. And as always, if you're worried about anything that you're experiencing, please do speak to your doctor. There's no shame in asking for help. And the more we understand what's really going on, the sooner we can start to feel better. So let's start with the basics. Menopause is when your periods stop for 12 months. Perimenopause is the years leading up to it, where your hormones start to fluctuate and symptoms often begin. And postmenopause is everything after. But these definitions barely scratch the surface, because estrogen and progesterone, they don't just control your periods. They affect every single cell in your body, including the ones in your brain. The common symptoms that you've likely heard of are hot flushes, night sweats, irregular periods, vaginal dryness, weight gain, and sleep disruption. And these are real and they're uncomfortable, but they're not always the hardest part. The mental and emotional symptoms often come as more of a shock. Things like brain fog, word loss, low mood, anxiety, rage, tearfulness, lack of motivation, overwhelm, and even a strange sense of emotional numbness. Irritability, a short attention span, or feeling completely disconnected from the people and things that you used to love. And women say things like, I just don't feel like myself anymore. I cry for no reason. I feel invisible. I can't think straight. And no one told them that this might happen. That's why understanding what menopause really is, the full picture, why it matters so much. So what causes these mental and emotional shifts? It's biological. As estrogen declines, it affects neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, and these play a big role in mood, motivation, and mental clarity. Your brain is adjusting to a new hormonal environment, and it is really hard work. You may be sleeping poorly due to night sweats or anxiety, and without proper rest, your mind can't function clearly. Even your ability to cope with everyday stress takes a hit. And research backs this up. The National Institute of Health found that up to 61% of menopausal women experience cognitive difficulties. The Royal College of Nursing reports that antidepressants are often prescribed during menopause, but they don't always help, especially when the root cause is hormonal. And the EMAS study shows that mental health, these symptoms are most common during perimenopause, not postmenopause. And PLOS Medicine found that HRT doesn't always improve mental symptoms, particularly if they're not tied to physical changes. And the good news? You're not alone. You are not stuck feeling this way forever. Now that you know what menopause really is, not just the version in textbooks, you can begin to support yourself properly. And if you're ready to start feeling more like you again, I've created a video that walks you through how you can do that. It's full of gentle, natural ways to support your mind and your emotions, including the one thing that helped me the most. And you can watch that right here. And I hope it helps you to feel calmer, clearer, and more like yourself again.